growing area. So far we've done pretty good. It's been about a month and a half, I guess, now since I've brought these in. Plants are doing good. I had a few issues with this Jimmy Nardello pepper plant. It just was too big. I really should have never brought it in. I added a LED light to it. I've got 2 more to put in. I just haven't put the fixtures together yet to kind of get the better spectrum here. These put out a blue and red spectrum, which is the, if you can see it on my hand there, if it'll focus in or adjust the iris here. But they put out a better spectrum for the lights, for the plants. Plants really need like a peak in the blue and the red to photosynthesize, and I'm hoping that that will help out and get a little more vegetative growth here on that plant. I've got, like I said, I've got 2 more to add. I got 3 total for $20 on a Cyber Monday deal, and they're a nice LED light. Goes in a normal Edison screw fixture, and you can see they've got red and blue LEDs in them. But if still, the primary light source are cheap fluorescent shop lights. I got 2 6500K bulbs in this backlight. Those are 2300K, and these are the standard 4100K bulbs, just because I had this last fixture. They're doing okay. You know, to make them work, you got to get them up in close and personal. For these big plants with the vegetative growth, especially from what I've read and from what I've noticed, for things like this aloe and this lavender, it just seems to be fine at that distance. Basil plant back here is just growing nuts, and so is this rosemary. So those are going good. I got sage back there in the corner. That guy back there is a bell pepper. Like I said, that's a Jimmy Nardello. This is lemongrass and another red bell pepper up here. Of course, it didn't want to focus, but again, so far so good. Minimal water use. They're doing good. I'm trying to keep the water use down and trying to get the right amount of water on them so I don't add a lot of humidity into this room. And we're doing pretty good. So far, it's working a lot better than I thought. This was just really just an experiment, because I really made this table to start seeds on. I really had no intention of doing this, and it kind of evolved into a, you know, why don't we go ahead and put some pulley system up here and some rope bites there. Whenever you wrap the rope around them, and it holds them to adjust the lights. So you can take these off, you can pull the lights up and down. You see? So we kind of went there, and then we're like, why don't we bring some plants in? Well, here we are. We're growing plants indoors, and it's working pretty good. I'm having to give them about 18 hours of sunlight because of the less than optimal output of these bulbs. Hopefully, when I go to the old Home Depot tomorrow and get some more more of these fixtures that I used up here, you can see they're like a temporary Edison screw fixture. Use them for remodeling and such, and that way I can hang them down. I solder the connections together and heat shrink them, double heat shrink them, that way they can't come apart and they can handle the bulb. The bulb doesn't weigh much, but that's been my method of hooking that on. I get a couple more of those and add the 2 other LED lights we've got to improve the spectrum on some of these plants. Hopefully we'll get a little more yield out of them. So far we have had peppers turn ripe and had some vegetative growth. You can see back here on this up here on this front plant, we've got 2 large peppers here, and get back in there, we're getting peppers back there, several peppers. So we're doing pretty good. Yeah, that one's not doing so hot. But the rest of them are doing okay. I figured when they got right up in close to the light here, we'd have some problems with them getting too hot. But these lights don't put out much heat, so we're not really getting that problem. You can see at the leaves here, though, how they're kind of turning this splotched color. They're just not getting the right amount of light. The blue and red fluorescence, the 2300, I believe, and 6500K lamps are doing better than this one. If I could find some, these are a T8, those are T12s. If I could find some T8 bulbs, I'd probably go ahead and redo this one with either dual color lamps or something. Been looking around. If I find some more cheap fluorescent fixtures, or if I can find some T5 fixtures with the smaller, they're the 5/8 inch bulbs. If I could find one of those that I could put, say, instead of 6 bulbs, maybe 12 bulbs up there, I'd be a lot happier. Of course, the furnace is going to kick on, so you're going to get some background noise. But so far, so good. Just a first experience, first go with indoor growing, and it's doing pretty good. I can't complain. I honestly thought there wouldn't be enough light and 3 cheapo shop lights to do any large plant. But we're a month and a half in, and we still got some stuff going, and we're actually getting some vegetative growth. I'm going to add these LED lamps directly over the actual vegetables to get some light down in them. I need to do some adjustment to maybe get the column of light spread out a little more, but I'm going to do that, and hopefully that'll add the proper spectrum in to help me a little bit. But that's all I've got so far, and we are getting some good sized peppers, and these have grown considerably since I brought them in the house, so we're getting there. We'll keep you up to date. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And don't forget to check out the website, hamprepper.com.